inspire people. You inspire people to do better, to work harder. I'm a leader in a small sense. I'm a leader of a band, of a rock and roll band, and I think it's my job to make my bandmates play better, come on time.
Should be good listeners, good believers, and good fans.
Someone who just wants to serve. Someone who initially wants to serve and help people, and in the end, because of his desire to want to have more people, then he ends up wanting to be able to lead.
A great leader is someone who doesn't see themselves as great. Someone who is willing to let others take the spotlight while he is doing the dirty work.
He has compassion, and he thinks of his subordinates, kahit sino titignan niya. Parang equality, kung ano tingin niya yung tama, what he thinks is right. And so there's no I in team. That's what I say, I believe in that. So kailangan, he has to think of everybody, for the good of everybody and equality.
What makes a great leader is somebody who can serve and who would be willing to serve, being able to prioritize others before self. It has to be someone who really has a calling and not just, like they're skilled or they're lawyers or the sacrifice to give up material.
There is someone who realizes that leadership is really more about what they give rather than what they get. Because leadership is more about sacrificing things for people, like their time, your money, your effort.
Basically corruption. There's a lot of corruption happening.
Standing by his principles. I feel that integrity is a great foundation, not just for a country, but most especially for every person who wants to serve, for every person who wants to lead.
Filipinos are shame-based, so it's hard to get people on board initially. It's hard to get them excited because they're afraid of failure.
Culture change. There's a lot of reshaping that needs to be done, and most of us were byproducts of what was taught to us over the course of time.
So, poverty, education, tsaka yung pagtaas ng bilihin. So, economy, no? So, I don't know how they're gonna work on it. I just want them to put their hearts on it. Like, they have to put themselves into the poor man's shoes. That's what I want them to do. Because, they want to maintain on their level, but they have to stoop down to the people's level, to the man's level, in order for them to get what the people really want and what they really need.
I came here about 15 years ago, and this was a really dangerous part of town, Marikina. Oh, that's the place where they put the salvage people, where they drop the hits. And then in those 10 years, the leaders did something really well, I guess, because they rehabilitated it. And Marikina now is one of the cleanest cities. It has sidewalks, it has bike lanes, and there's no traffic.
I think our leaders right now most of them are corrupt. They intentions of their own rather than helping. Because even if I am a person, you are a person, you can help other people kahit wala ka sa pwesto. Even if you're not in a position, parang you're just a normal person. You give alms to the poor, you feed the hungry. You're already a leader. But our leaders, they have parang ang ginagawa nila ngayon is they're selling themselves to get into that position. So I think they had the wrong intentions in the first place.
The current president, is doing a great job. The fact that he is morally upright is already a big deal, and I think that we chose a president with strong morals.
It's a miracle that it changed now. It's not just and just being optimistic or being positive. I really see the the effects of it.
I'm glad that he ended up winning because he's proven his desire to serve the country. More trust from the international business scene.
Guide people spiritually and not in politics. If people grow up with better hearts, we'd be a better nation.
Good moral. Kasi po, pag meron ng isang tao ng magandang moral, magandang katangian, may paniniwala sa Diyos, magiging mabuti po siya. Hindi po siya gagawa ng masama.
Active role in educating politicians about moral issues, especially.
Church and politics shouldn't be mixed together, frankly, for me. But what a church does is giving the people faith. And what people hold, that is their faith, it keeps them sane. It keeps them to believe in politics. So even if you don't mix the two together, if a person has a strong faith given by their church, or whatever religion that they have, they would still believe in politics and the government.
Is to bring Jesus to you. The church's leader's job is to be a good example of what Jesus would do. Teaching people what God is like. Letting them know how to live a life that will glorify God.
That there is a lot of need for leading, coaching, and training. I guess that's really what the church role is. Sometimes we're late in the game. We realize, okay, it's election time, we need to do something about it. But where's the church when these candidates were growing up? Where's the church when these candidates are looking for a church to go to? Where are they when they were looking for leadership training? And we don't really have to wait for a critical moment in history to make an impact or have our pastor run the election. We can just do an active role in society by making that offering regular, available all the time, 24/7. We're doing this, you're invited, because you never know. The kid in Tondo that you are teaching about servant leadership, humility, and servanthood, the servant's part, could eventually be after Dawit someday, a counselor someday, for some reason, for some God-ordained reason. Eventually he might run for vice mayor, become the mayor. Years after, he might become the president. And a church in Tondo has that very important role of reaching out to the community and making sure that that community is penetrated, including the barangay where that kid lives.
I think people are born good.
We are born with a sinful nature. I think we're born self-centered, and we only become adults when we realize that life is more of what you give rather than what you get, and it's something that you condition yourselves with, and that's where Christ comes in, and the Holy Spirit. He controls you. He becomes the leader of your life. Then your default setting is suddenly changed into something customized that is Christ-like.
We are all born innocent. And what you need is a good mother or a good leader. So for you will be, kasi sila yung mag-hone sa'yo eh. Sila yung maghuhubog sa'yo.
We were created in the image of God. And when God created man, what did he say in the Bible? He said it was good. Creation was good. But when sin entered, I think that's when everything just went haywire.
Created by God. Are made in the image and likeness of God, as is said in the Bible. But because we are fallen in nature, as we've inherited the original sin from our ancestors, I feel that there is still a seed of God within all of us. There is laminin in every cell of our body. There is a mark of Jesus. Because the image of laminin is a sign of the cross. So there's a mark of God